All right, my boys. I have a small problem, by the way. I think my plan is super straightforward, and I'm afraid my plan is bad now. For like literally every fight. So maybe it is not bad. Maybe it is just that simple. So welcome back. We will have every fight till Vito in this stream. We'll also catch the encounter in this stream, and yeah, we have some double battles in the boss fight. And like I'm saying, the plan is super straightforward for every fight basically. So that's why I'm afraid that my plan is actually bad. Maybe it is that simple. Let's see. Also, we need to keep in mind that we can basically change everything in our favor, like nature and stuff like that. Obviously, that is the part of the challenge, but still. Every fight being deathless is obviously everything but not easy. Every plan, every fight is straightforward actually here right now. So yeah, let's see. Let's see. But I already realized that a small mistake could be punishing, of course. So yeah, we need the changes, we need the nature change, of course. We need stuff like that to keep in mind. Like if I forget that one time, what I wrote in my notes, basically, I'm done. Yo, Gassy, what's up? What is a sandbox? Well, I'm Dampace. Welcome, by the way. Sandbox Deathlocke is basically... so there's two different challenges what you can do. This is a pretty, whatchamacallit, not chill, but it is, I would say, easier than the Sandbox Hardcore Nuzlocke. Sandbox Deathlocke, basically, I have infinite scales. I can choose the encounters on each route. It's basically like you would do in a Nuzlocke, but I can basically choose the encounter. So, on route 101, for example, if I have a Pidgey, Starly, whatever, I can say I want to have the Starly. I cannot choose the ability, but I can manipulate that. Basically, if I see, okay, usually it should have Intimidate, but I didn't saw the Intimidate, and I want to have Intimidate, I can run away and try to get the next one, you know? But on some mons I can't basically manipulate that, and then I just have to take the 50-50. And now, obviously, the hard part, I have to beat every fight in the entire game deathless. So that is the one challenge, and then you have the one sandbox challenge with the hardcore Nuzlocke rules, basically, and hardcore Nuzlocke means you can't choose your encounters, you have to take what you get. And I think this is really encounter dependent for sure. I think it's possible, like some people already beat that challenge as well. But I don't want to have a super hard challenge right now. Even I think this is also not free. I want to have a bit fun right now. And this is fun for sure. This is a lot of fun. You know? I think at some point I will try to beat that game with Empoleon starter as well. So I have a lot of fun actually with this ROM hack. I can't lie. But yeah. Let's see. That is something for the future. So, we will have a double battle. This double battle is usually really technical. But we will have a super straightforward plan. And that's why I'm fucking afraid. I'm afraid that my plan is just garbage. But let's hope that is not the case. Let's just hope that that is not the case now. So, we will have me and Chow. And we have Hitmon top. We need 4 mons in this fight. I haven't planned for backups, and backups are really hard as well because we have a Shadow Tag Pokemon in this fight. So basically, if I misplay anything, something dies. And that's the hard part about this challenge, of course. Like, even your GMO, even you can choose your encounters. 1 death and that's over. And run and bun every fight is basically a menace. Like, not every fight, but a lot of fights are a menace for Deathless. So yeah. I think you can easily lose with the best mons in the entire game to some fights. It's super easy possible. Okay, so we need to do some changes here. We have Caracosta and we have Hitmon top lead, exactly. And then we need to change 2 natures here. First of all, Crook needs to be jolly. And Mienshao needs to be impish. And Mienshao is pretty squishy, but yeah, this impish nature will make that pretty restless, I would say. Hitmontop and Karakos are both not holding any item here. Like I said, if I done any mistake in this fight, in the prep, it's basically over already. Mienshao will get the Citrus Berry, and we don't need any other items most of the time on the other mons. I will just give a Citrus Berry on you and on you. And then we need the black gases on Crook. Okay, now we need to do some pre-damage, and then I will export my mons into the calc, and then we can just go. Should be most likely a short stream anyways, but yeah. I will still try to yeah, double check everything, because yeah, going back to the lab because of a mistake is obviously not that nice. Pre-damage. Pre-damage, pre-damage, pre-damage. You don't need to change anything like nature from my Caracosta for this fight. My Caracosta is just careful nature right now, exactly. Let's just check it again. Yeah. We don't need to change anything here. And my Caracosta needs to be pre-damaged to 84 HP. Let's check out Hitmontop, because Hitmontop is slot 1. Hitmontop needs to be pre-damaged to 90 HP exactly. Okay. We'll just do it with a script because it's a bit faster. Slot 1, 90 HP. Slot 2, Caracosta is 84. Slot 2, 84. Should be correct. Not holding any items on this mons. Okay. Export. And let's check out everything in the car again. We have only 4 mons, basically. But yeah, because of the Shadow Tag mon, you need to be really fucking careful. I think it's a pretty straightforward plan. But I'm just afraid that I'm missing something, and should technically not be the case. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Crook, Jolly. Yeah, exactly. We need Jolly. Okay. We are on the safe side. I think so. Alright. Again, a small check. My Mienshao is impish. Yeah, exactly. We need also impish. That's really important. Otherwise, we just die to max roll crit. Because Mienshao is not that tanky. And I couldn't find the other way outside of baiting that move in turn 1. So we want to finish this fight pretty quickly. That's the thing. I don't want to think too much about the fight. And that's why we have a pretty straightforward plan. Okay. Alright. Let's do it. Let's quickly check. I'm pretty sure that the repel is on. But yeah, just in case I don't want to run into a wild Pokemon here right now. And with that, we can go. We need 4 mons in this fight, like I said already. So the other both mons are just backups. But yeah, I will not have the chance for the backups anyways, because one small mistake means actually I wipe here. So we have a Scrafty Brooksish lead here. We have Intimidate. Doesn't really matter. And my Hitmontop not being Intimidate is important here. So, Brooksish sees a fast kill on my Hitmontop right now with a Psychic Fang. With Psychic Fangs. And to avoid the fake out, either way, Scrafty sees a fast kill on Caracosta with close combat. That is right now the thing on turn 1. We are just doing that right now because we as a player need to avoid intimidate, and we will get intimidated because of the Scrafty. So we need to do some pivots here. Hitmontop will switch into Crocodile. What is Jolly Nature exactly right now for this fight with black glasses. So this is Crocodile on the Hitmontop side. And Mienshao will hard switch into CC and always survives the CC because of the impish nature, and Citrusberry will proc if this crits. Let's go back one more time. Hitmontop switch to Crook. And Caracosta will switch to Mienshao. Caracosta is also obviously never dead to Bruxish here. That is important for this line. We will give Bruxish and Scrafty Intimidate now, but we also know that a critical hit will ignore the Intimidate. So this should be Psychic Fangs from Bruxish now on my Crocodile, exactly. And that should be CC on Mienshao. Okay. Right, we need the death drop as well, that's really important. Okay, no crit. What is whatever anyways. That is actually whatever. So now we kill this Bruxish, turn 2, with Crunch, Jolly Nature to outspeed this basically. And because of the drop, Drain Punch kills this Scrafty. And we basically have the matchup against the Shadow Tag Pokemon now. Let's go back one more time. Crunch, kill the Bruxish here, and Drain Punch, kill the Scrafty. So we could save the Citrusberry here as well. We are just holding the Citrusberry. We recover a lot of HP anyways, but yeah, you will see why we need basically the Citrusberry and stuff like that. Yeah. So, this is now Gothy and Bishop. Usually you don't want to have Gothy with a different mon together. You want to beat Gothy in the end. But this is pretty easy. Because Crocodile is just outspeeding and killing this Gothy here right now. But there's a thing about the AI. Gothy sees a kill with Psychic on my Mienshao as well. It's a slow kill. But there's a AI quirk actually in Run and Bun, and that's what you need to keep in mind always, and that's abusable as well. The moment the AI sees that it is dead to a fast kill, and the AI have fake out, it is exactly always fake out. I think it is something like, I don't remember the exactly score anymore, without looking on the AI doc. It should be something like 21 score. It's really high. It needs to exactly fake out my Crocodile here now. What is completely fine. And the problem about this Bishop is it will Sucker Punch either target. That's why it's important that Mienshao have some recovery. Even Sucker Punch is resisted, but yeah. We still need to play around that. So Crunch on Gothitelle, we will get flinched anyways here now, this turn. And we will just Drain Punch the Bishop. This is Sucker Punch either on Kruku or on Mienshao now, because both of my mons sees a fast kill here. There's a fake out, that's something what is forced anyways. And there's a Sucker Punch, okay. Completely fine. Mienshao will kill this Bishop and rack the entire HP back. Okay. And this Gothy is just gone. Kruku was actually a good idea in my opinion. I think this Pokemon is actually awesome. We have a lot of ground mons. But this Pokemon is awesome for sure. Yeah, we just double target this down now. We can't switch out because of Shadow Tag, of course. But we don't need to because Crunch just kills. And yeah, the plan was actually straightforward and it was fine like that. Sometimes I'm afraid about the straightforward plan actually. Because, yeah. But it was that simple, basically. Crook is really strong for sure. I mean, I have a lot of ground mons in my box, but they have different roles. One is dark ground, one is water ground, one is just ground because it's Donphan. But Donphan is the GOAT anyway, so yeah. So I don't mind to have multiple ground mons in my box because, like I said, they have different roles. And yeah, Donphan is just a GOAT, man. Donphan is just a fucking GOAT. We all know how much I like Donphan. And it's really, really useful in this ROM hack. Even if you get Sturdy, because Sturdy is a really strong ability in this gen as well, of course. Obviously, in Gen 4, Sturdy would be kinda Pepega. Also, we have Excadrill, that's also a ground Pokemon. But yeah, like I say, they have different roles. Steel Ground, Water Ground, Ground, because Ground, Donphan, and then we have Poison Ground. So yeah, different rules for sure. What is really cool. Not sure it was Indigo, maybe it was worse, I'm not sure actually right now. But yeah, I like that, obviously. That was cool, for sure. Not sure actually who it was, but yeah, that was a cool idea. Back then I was also using nicknames, but you know, by the time I got a bit lazy. I think understandable after that many runs. And yeah, now I just see BA actually giving nicknames. Exactly, that's the thing about ground types. Like, obviously, if we would have only 4 ground mons with mono ground, that's just like, it's not that useful. Like, if the role is the same, basically. And I think I have done a small mistake already with Mienshao. Like, Mienshao is a fighting type, of course, solo fighting type. But I think Mienshao have a lot of overlapping roles with Infernape in this run. So that is a kind of mistake. Fake Out, they are basically same. Like, Infernape is a bit faster, I think. Slightly. Yeah, slightly faster. And Nape have close combat. Even Mienshao have higher attack. But Mienshao's highest damaging move is basically Drain Punch if we don't talk about High Jump Kick, of course. And we will never press High Jump Kick. So yeah, basically overlapping roles in this case, for sure. But that's okay. We have to deal with that anyways at some point, because yeah, if we want to play Deathless, we will have a big box, and with that we will have overlapping roles anyways. Okay, I would say let's plan the, or like, let's set up the team for the next fight. It's also pretty straightforward, by the way. Really, really fucking straightforward. Caracosta. And yeah, I need to change the nature, by the way, so I need to run back. But it's okay. If I fucking lose this run with Infernape, I will just take Torterra again, by the way. Torterra is just a goat. No, and I like Infernape, it's not like that. Infernape is actually my favorite starter in this gen. Like, it's not this gen, because this is Gen 8, basically, but yeah. But Torterra is more consistent, I always say that. Okay. Yeah, like I said, a super straightforward plan for the next fight as well. Yeah, the problem, that's a problem. That's a problem, you know. Like I said, I also like to play Nape, and I'm not saying every Nape player is just bad. But yeah, most of the time I see Nape players, they are just brainless. They just don't fucking care even about crits. Hard switching into every fucking shit just to press Fake Out in CC or Fake Out in Overheat. It's okay if it's your playstyle, it's not my playstyle for sure. And yeah, Nape have not the easiest time to hard switch into moves, you know? That's the problem. So as a lead, it's really strong, but yeah. In this challenge, it's actually pretty decent because you have at least... yeah, you have at least GMO stats, so you are not that tanky. Even Nape is still pretty squishy. We go Jolly here. And and Caracosta will get, let's go Impish. Change nature. Impish. Let's go with a Raspberry here. And with that, we should be done with this prep. Like I said, I'm not saying every Nape player is like that. There are obviously also Nape players who are actually playing consistent. But yeah, it's not my playstyle if you just like fucking hard switch into every move to Nape just to press that moves. And then you even lose your Nape in the early game. I mean... that is not something what I will do at least. And yeah, what I also haven't done... I know a lot of people are doing it and I'm not blaming that anyways. Like, I was also not sure if it's fine for the Hall of Fame, by the way, if you go full GMO, and I think it's fine. Because a lot of players actually use GMO. A lot, actually. So my Torterra was not GMO. It was really strong, but not GMO. Because I also thought like Pichal did back then. So Dexter gave you 3 IVs on 31, basically. So if he wants that you get a GMO Pokemon, he would just give you 6 IVs on 31, right? So that's why, yeah, it's sometimes just fine to play with that what you get, basically. Resetting is also okay, in my opinion. I would also do that, but yeah. I was not going for full GMO, at least, for my first victory. I also didn't knew that how people think about that and stuff like that, so yeah. Okay, export. Because GM is something what is most likely not intended, right? It's about the dev then, how he thinks about that. Because most of the time it's not intended like that. And yeah, if you argue about that, you could actually reset until every stat is on 31 IVs. Technically it is possible in like 10 years. So just do it on stream then. I will not watch that, but yeah, just do it on stream. Yeah, we'll kill you. And we will bait you. Yes. We have the Raspberry. Yes. Drop. Yes. Okay. Next fight is pretty straightforward. Yeah, if it's allowed, then it's completely fine, right? Then it's completely okay. Like, it's about the dev. If the dev says it's okay, then just do what you want, actually. But I can also understand the other side, basically what I basically said some seconds before. It depends on the ROM hack, but most of the time it is lame to GMO, especially if the starter is a really strong Pokemon for the entire game, or even for the late game. You're just making your life really easy, while you actually want to play a hard ROM hack. So there is a different point about that. You want to play a hard ROM hack, a really challenging ROM hack, and then you have the best Pokemon in the entire game with the best perfect stats, basically. You know, that's doesn't really make sense in all of that's the thing, it doesn't really make sense. Obviously you can't do that, and the game is still most likely not free, but you're making your life really easy with that. So you can basically also just level up Altaria to level 100 and just beat every vanilla game, basically. If this is fun as well, right? Okay. Talon Flame. Yeah, that is correct. That is correct as well. We don't need the other mons here, we just need 3 mons. Yeah, like I am saying, my plan is straightforward and I'm a bit afraid about that, to be honest. Yeah, let's see. The one ethical reset run is really special. I'm most likely talking about regular runs. I have done GMO runs, especially with Typhlosion, for special challenges as well. That is, I think, something else, because you're making your life already really hard. The game was not intended like, you know, to play with 5 months only, or like one ethical reset run, or like even the post game what is really hard. That's something else. But for a regular hardcore Nuzlocke, you don't need that. We already know that, right? So we outspeed and kill this with acrobatics. So we don't need to worry about this Cypher here right now. The Cypher is choice banded and pretty annoying. I hope I didn't give you an item here. Yeah, okay. Really important. Because otherwise acrobatics would not kill. So acrobatics kill the Cypher before it can do anything. Should be Tail and Flame from the AI now. This can Sword Dance, by the way. What is absolutely fine. So we go to Caracosta, what is holding a Raspberry because of Willow. Yeah, there's a Sword Dance. This can still Willow, by the way. So we Rock Slide. Always kill this, of course. Yeah, Acrobatics is a nice move. It locks you into no item. Yeah, but it's still really strong, of course. Okay. Crit would be fine, like we can see. This is still only and only close combat, even if this crits from the next Pokemon. And we need a drop. So this is Sheer Force, Tauros. With close combat now. We always survive that with Nape. We are Jolly Nature to outspeed that. Okay. There's the close combat. This is doing a ton of damage, but it's riskless. And we don't even need to fake out now. We can just kill this with Sky Uppercut. Okay. Yeah, like I said, pretty straightforward fights. Yeah. Yeah, GMO is different. Like, if you don't go... Like, most of the time, I think Hasty or Naive is the best nature for Nape. So probably if you're resetting for good stats, you go Hasty or Naive, I think. With that, you have a minus nature already on a defensive stat. With that, you get more damage. And with that, it gets really, really hard to switch in on sometimes, you know? Especially on neutral moves. Like, if it's resisted, it's most of the time fine still. But yeah. In Gen 4, I would die to this close combat. Max roll was 54 non-crit, I think. Something like that. Yeah. But yeah. Okay. Also, close combat is thankfully not boosted by sheer force. So that's also a thing. Okay, let me check the next fight. Gulak. Don't need to change the nature from my crocodile here. Need to change the nature again from my Nape. I'm sorry. But my Crook needs a damage item here, right? Yeah. Okay, so you need the black glasses. And then we want to have my boy Nidoqueen. And then we need to change the nature from Nape again. But it's okay. We need to change that nature, but that's fine. We will just do it pretty quickly. We want to go back to plus speed and not being minus special attack or something like that. Most of the time it's important for the next incoming Pokemon. So we go Naive here. And we go with... doesn't really matter, to be honest. Just Wise Glasses. Citrus Berry. And change the nature from my Queen. Back to Modest. Okay, let's have a look on the calc. Again, 3 months only. Export. So, kill. 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 Klabuschki. Okay. Everything else is just a backup. Yeah, we should not need that. I think the first really next hard fight, I mean really fucking hard fight, will be Tabitha. It will fucking break my ass, even in a Deathless, like even if in a fucking GMO run. That fight is a menace, man, for Deathless. That is so crazy. This Tabitha fight is so hard. 3 Klabuschki. Jolly is correct. Nido Queen is also really nice for this challenge. Pretty good Pokemon, actually pretty bulky. Good coverage with scales. Ice Beam, Flamethrower. Pretty nice. Okay, so. Pretty easy lead here against this Golok, of course. Krug will just crunch, kill this. We don't need Jolly. But we don't fucking care. So crunch, kill. They should always bait now Vikavolt, because Vikavolt is seeing a slow kill on my Crocodile. Not exactly with every roll. So it can actually agility, but that's why we are plus speed now, because I don't want to pre-damage either CBA here right now. Infernape is always safe. If this is Bug Buzz, it's fine. If this is agility, it's fine, because even after agility, Nape is faster. There it is. By the way, it was seeing a kill with 14 out of 16 rolls. It went for agility. So yeah, if you want to play consistent for a regular run, you should pre-damage. It's whatever, because we are faster, even after +2. So what we're gonna do here is just press overheat. I'm not even clicking fake out. Fake out is, I think, most of the time the reason for focus sash and stuff like that. But I don't even click fake out. Overheat is enough. And now the good Flapple. And Flapple gets destroyed by Nido. Okay, with that the fight is done. Yeah, I mean, Fake Out is good against Focus Sash, of course. That was a lot of damage. So we are faster and we outspeed. And kill. Wow! For Focus Sash, Fake Out is, yeah. And for doubles, it's Fake Out is also really important. Yeah, Flapple is pretty slow. But in a regular run, actually, I think it would outspeed Nido. Like, I'm 3 points faster with Nido, because I have 31 speed IVs. That's the hard part about Run and Bun. Like, every fucking Pokemon in the AI team is basically perfect nature. Okay, we have one double battle now, and then we have the Vito fight, and that's it for this stream. We will catch a new encounter, and I can already spoiler, I decided to get Lairon here. Hashtag Aggron. I think we have some Steel Mons already, but I want to have that. We could also go for Azu and stuff like that, but I want to play Aggron now. The good part about Aggron is that we will get the evolution pretty early, like the Mega Evolution. I think after the Flannery fight, you get Surf, and then I think then you can get the Mega Aggron. What is pretty strong, of course. Okay, let's, we need to go back one time. So this is the double battle now, right? Yeah. For the double battle, we want to have some preps here, of course. Double battle is always special, but it is still pretty straightforward. I have done a similar line in my winning run here. But there we was needing a bit more pre-damage and yeah. But it works pretty good. So, Caracosta is one of the best mons for double battles, we know that already. Achoo! Excuse me. Yeah, that is nasty, man. That's why I think it's pretty good, man. That sounds really fucking nasty, actually. Perfect IVs aggron? Holy shit. So, we have Caracosta. We have Size Method. We have Sigilif. Togedemaru. Staraptor. And you. Last Pokemon. Need to do some changes here on the nature. My Togedemaru needs to be plus speed. It is already plus speed. Ooh, mamacita. You're adamant, that's fine. You're bold, that's fine as well. You're backup only. And you need to be modest, buddy. Okay. So, no item on 3 mons here. Side method needs the soft sand. Togedemaru will get the muscle band here. And we'll go with the sharp beak on the raptor. My pre-damaged mons will get no item, of course. And with that said, we will pre-damage now Caracosta and Ziggy. So, let me export first of all. Okay, Caracosta needs to be pre-damaged only for Staraptor, because Raichu is seeing a kill anyways with Grass Knot, so we need to pre-damage for Staraptor. And we need to pre-damage my Caracosta exactly to 62 HP. Okay. So, slot 1. 62. That should be done. Exactly. And now we need to pre-damage Ziggy, and this is more complicated. So lowest roll of this move is exactly 12 damage. Critical hit is fine, of course. And then we need to be in the next move range. What is exactly 50. And that means my Ziggy needs to be on 6. Wait, is this also 62? Yeah, this is also 62. What the fuck? Heck fucking W. 12? Yeah, 62 on my Ziggy as well. That is funny. Okay. Slot 3. And 62. Let's check out that Caracosta is actually correct. Should be correct. Ah yeah, because I changed the nature as well to Impish, but we don't need to change that back. Yeah, okay. We Gucci boys. Okay. Holding the soft sand here. Okay. Alright, we will have this double battle now. This double battle, you want to do this fight in the double battle, because you can do this in singles, but you are kinda stupid if you do that in singles, because you will miss the Shed Shell. And that is one of the most important items for later on. You always want to have that. Like, there's no way you don't want to have that Shed Shell. It's really important for the Magma Hideout. It's really important for trapping mons. So we need to be a bit careful how we are running actually into that fight now. We can grab that pretty quickly. Dark Gem. Let's have a small look. There it is. And you can see the Shed Shell already on the NPC downside. If we don't do this in a double battle, basically, she will not come out. And the item is gone forever. So we need this trainer to move out from there, basically. Okay. Okay, Staraptor Raichu lead here. Pretty easy, pretty simple. My Seismitoad is never that to Raichu, but is also a really important part here. Was also not that in my winning run here, because I used basically Seismitoad as well here. And yeah, we will get the Intimidate. We don't care about the Intimidate here. Seismitoad will clear basically one side here now, while Caracosta will protect. So Caracosta is dead to Grass Knot and Thunderbolt from Raichu. And Staraptor sees a fast kill with close combat. So we will protect. And Earth Power kill the Raichu. There is a Thunderbolt. There's a close combat. Earth Power will always kill, no range. That's a good part about this line now in this challenge, that there's no range. My winning run, I was forced to use a different line, a bit slightly different, because we was not killing always Rhyperior. Caracosta will switch out now on this guaranteed close combat to my pre-damage Siggy. What will be obviously fine against close combat. It's 4-time resisted. And Seismitoad is just faster than Marowak and will kill this with Earth Power. Let me check that again. Dum 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 dum. Yeah, Earth Power is a fucking overkill. I think the idea about the fight is pretty cool. You can't use electric moves because of Lightning Rod and stuff like that. Yeah, so Raptor will use close combat. The attack drop doesn't really matter here because the defense drop because of White Herb. We are pre-damaged, so we always bait exactly dual wing beat after that on my Siggy now. And Earth Power kills Marowak. Okay, this is Rhyperior now. Also Lightning Rod. So I think killing the left side first is way harder. Because of electric moves will at least not work until this monster are alive. So there's a Rhyperior. Pretty nice Pokemon, by the way. I think I want to play this in this run as well. We have Rhydon in the Meteor Falls. But that is also a place where you have a guaranteed Magikarp, most likely. So let's see, I will think about that, what we will do. Siggy will switch out on the guaranteed dual wing beat to Togedemaru. And Seismitoad will just kill this Rhyperior before it can do anything. Choo choo choo! There's a dual wing beat. It will get more damage than my Togedemaru basically got because of Iron Barbs here. So insane. Kill this Rhyperior with Earth Power. Okay, with that, the one side is down. We have only the Staraptor side now. We fake out to position my next Pokemon in. And that is Staraptor. We only need 5 mons for this fight. Walrein is basically a backup. Okay, we don't need that, but I think what I have done in my winning run, and that's what I mean, now we don't need that. I used Tailwind here on Staraptor, but basically the same Pokemons. But now we don't need to do that. Because my mons are faster anyways. So yeah, in the winning run I use Tailwind here on my Raptor for the next incoming rounds, basically. We don't need to do that. There's quick attack, that's obvious, but we don't really care about that. Also in a ROM hack like that, Rhyperia is actually crazy good. Because of the 1.5x modifier crit. It tanks moves pretty well. Obviously, not water moves, not grass moves. But yeah, staying in moves like that is retarded anyways, I would say. So yeah. But yeah, it can tank super effective moves pretty well, actually. So we Zing Zap, this is Focus Sash, and both of my mons are faster. Drop this down to Focus Sash, both of my mons are faster, so Raptor is faster here. I checked that 1 second before, because I was a bit afraid. So, if we wouldn't be faster, I just Tailwind basically the turn where we killed the Raptor. And then we have the same outcome. And yeah, Gyarados is obviously slower. So Intimidate doesn't really matter here because we always kill this with double target. I think probably Zing Zap is a range anyways, I don't even check that. Fuck it, just Brave Bird. This is probably a range anyways, or yeah, look at this. Okay, one more fight, my boys. We are fighting the boss, Vito, the SuperBoss Vito, in some seconds. Let's make sure that we grab that Shed Shell. And now let's make sure that we are not running into that fight before we go to the center. I exactly know now, because of my winning run, where the fight will trigger. There it is, by the way. So we can set up the team here. Yeah, let me just look at my box, please. And this fight is interesting and also pretty straightforward, what I really like. Togedemaru is just amazing, man. I like that Pokemon. Also, like seriously, how can't you like this face? Like, look at this face. I mean... You know which ROM hack is really cool? Like, not the ROM hack. I think it was Supernova Sun. The totem Pokemon was Togedemaru. Supernova Sun was kinda unbalanced anyways when it came out. It was not for Nuzlocking anyways. So basically you have on the second route, you have a Pokemon with Choice Band and Giga Impact already. You need to basically sack something against that if you're if you're going for a hardcore Nuzlocke. It's not designed around that. But yeah, the funny part was Togedemaru, Totem, and it gets a double Omni boost with a Sugar Berry and stuff like that. That's not I mean, it's completely broken, of course. But yeah, the cool part is that Togedemaru is looking pretty angry there, and it's so funny, man. It is getting really fucking angry there. I like that sprite where it is angry as well. Okay, but yeah, enough trash talk, I would say. Let's kill Vito. It is time to just kill it. Yo, Indigo, what's up? Let's just kill it. We have a really good lead here. Actually, the same lead what I have done in my winning run. It's Donphan. Then we will have Arcanine in this fight. We have Ludi in the fight. We have Siggy in the fight. We have Caracosta in the fight. And we have a Talonflame in the fight. Okay, I need to check one thing before we start the fight. Let me just, 1 second. Going for Vito in some seconds. Let me check one range, by the way. What is really important here. Because I want to bait out Crobat. Don't want to pre-damage. Yeah, okay, minimum roll of this move will always put me into that range. Okay, cool. We don't need to change the nature or stuff like that. What we want to do is for sure, we want to pre-burn my Siggy. This will be a really important thing in this fight, by the way. And now, Adamant... High shot, rapid spin, yeah, it's completely fine. We just need high horsepower and... we will go with a citrus berry on my Hemi, but I think this is most likely not proccing. Same with Ludi. Ludi is going bold nature if I'm missing something, but it should be pretty consistent. Bold nature. And then we have a Siggy with the modest nature and with a citrus berry as well. Call me crazy, but Talon Flame is also getting a citrus berry because we don't need the damage output. And Caracosta will be careful nature with a citrus berry as well. Change nature. And with that, we should be done with the prep at least. Pretty straightforward. I'm a bit afraid that my plan is kinda Pepega. But yeah, let's see. I think it's not Pepega, but it could be the case. One small mistake and something dies here. Because this fight, every mon basically in this fight is hitting like a truck. And yeah, that's why we have the level cap. The level cap is because of this fight basically. So this is the last fight for this level cap at least. And I would say we are ready to go. Okay. Quick check again. No item on purpose. We don't want to get healing and stuff like that. I will not pre-damage. But yeah. You are adamant. You are just now bold nature for the safety, I would say. Careful nature. Adamant. Doesn't really matter that much, to be honest. Let's fucking go impish. We don't need your fucking attack. And the really important thing is that Siggy is pre-burned. Okay. We should be Gucci. We should be Gucci. SuperBoss Vito is waiting. After that we will also have Kingdra, by the way. There it is. Let's go. Because we are delaying right now for Ice Beam, I'm not even sure this is super worth it, to be honest. I think so, yeah. 81, I think. Could be 81, I think. But yeah, it's really fast and it has some broken abilities in Gen 6. Like Gale Wings and stuff like that is completely broken and yeah. Okay, so Psychic can't kill us because we are Shell Armor. This is inner focus, Focus Sash. So yeah, you can't even use Fake Out and you know, stuff like that. This needs to exactly use Psychic here, and minimum roll from Psychic will put me into Giga Drain range, but not exactly to all moves, like all rolls, sorry. So we will high horsepower into Ice Shard to kill this Alakazam here now. There's a Psychic. 56 HP. I think this is guaranteed Giga Drain now. This is guaranteed Giga Drain. That's cool. Okay, don't misclick. Really important. We need to Ice Shard here. Yeah, this is guaranteed Crobat either way. But it could be the case that Crobat will nasty plot on the switch, and what is fine as well, by the way. If this would be the case, it's fine as well. So Crobat for a fast kill here. We go to my Hemi. On Giga Drain. Now the funny part is it can nasty plot now. Because it thinks it is safe against me. Because Rock Slide is not killing here right now. But Rock Slide into E-Speed always kills. But yeah, that's completely fine, of course. We take that. Yeah, this is always, I'm pretty sure about that this is always Crawdont. And pretty abusable here. So, the first Pokemon what sees a slow kill on me is basically Breloom. But I have a fast kill against Breloom. Even I'm adamant, Flamethrower sees a kill. So it cannot go Breloom here. It needs to go Crawdon. That's the next Pokemon what sees a slow kill. And there is a fun part about this Pokemon. And I think with that we should be always safe. Yeah, Hemi is the best Crobat counter in this game, for sure. Yeah, it's Crawdon, okay. And the good part about this matchup now is it's super abusable. This is guaranteed Aqua Jet. Because Aqua Jet is a fast kill for Crawdon. This is Water Gem Aqua Jet now. Yeah. It needs to exactly go for Aqua Jet. That's the good part about this matchup here. There it is. And now it is locked into Aqua Jet anyways. Because I have a fast kill here. So, Wartime resisted, no problem. We will fake out. Because of the bold nature, we need the fake out chip. If we want to kill this with Giga Drain. I just went bold nature if it will went for anything else here. This is always Aqua Jet, exactly. Could be Swallow now for a fast kill with Brave Bird. We are pretty close. There's one puzzle what you need to solve in this fight. The biggest puzzle. There are multiple puzzles, but that's the biggest puzzle, I think. So, Swallow, Brave Bird into Boom Burst against my Caracosta. We will proc always the Citrus in this fight. So this is -1 Citrus, but that's fine. Double crit is always safe here, even if this will look dangerous. It's always safe. And Rock Slide will kill this, of course. There's a Boom Burst, that's a lot of damage, by the way. But yeah, double crit is always safe. And now this is Breloom, exactly. Or a fast kill. And Breloom will use random move. Sky Uppercut, Bullet Seed. Can also go for Mark Punch. I think Mark Punch is not seeing a kill here right now, right? Holy shit, is Mark Punch doing a lot of damage. What the fuck? Dude, this is Fighting Gem boosted. Okay, I was really... What? 62 to 75%. What the fuck? Okay, this is Mark Punch as well. So this can go for Mark Punch, Sky Uppercut or Bullet Seed here. This Breloom is also pretty abusable with the right ones. And then we have the puzzle to solve in the back. But I have a pretty good idea. So what we're gonna do here is we will go to Siggy. Siggy is safe against 5 Bullet Seed crits into Mark Punch crit. Because it will be forced to use Mark Punch after that. So let's see which move this is. We are safe. Totally safe. That is the highest damaging move here now. It's Technician boosted, but we are safe against 5 crits because of the Citrus Berry. Asshole. Asshole. Okay, it will always proc now the Citrus Berry anyways because of Mark Punch. It is locked into Mark Punch. That's the good abuse here. So we will roost and can manipulate the HP like we want. So there's the Fighting Gem boosted Mark Punch. It is locked basically into that because I have a fast skill. We will roost to be full HP for the next Pokemon. Now we will kill this with Air Slash or Psycho Boost. Not Psycho Boost, Psychic. Both moves just kills here. This will Mark Punch again. Don't crit. I think it's fine even if this crits, by the way. Yeah. Okay. And the last Pokemon is a Mega Aggron. Talking about Aggron, because we will get Aggron in some seconds, I think. So, this is a really strong Pokemon, by the way, because the moveset is just fucking nuts, okay? But we have really good counters here. It have Body Press, Iron Head, EQ, and auto-tumosize, I think, the speed increasing fucking shenanigans. So, the hard part about this aggron is that body press is doing so much damage. Because it's super bulky. It is basically crit killing straight up mons if you hard switch into them. And it's really hard to one-shot this Pokemon as well. Because it's super bulky. But I have a solution here. We will Psycho Shift, because we are faster right now, to give this aggron the burn. It will always hit, of course. And with that, this aggron is burned. I think it will use the speed increasing move anyways here, because it doesn't see a kill here right now. So take that burn, bitch. Yeah, there it is. It's faster than my Siggy right now. How much damage is Ironhead doing here? We still have Talon Flame. And this will take a bit, by the way. Let's go here. This will take a bit, because we are doing jack shit damage. But the good part is, it is doing jack shit damage as well. That's a good part. Right? It is doing jack shit basically as well. And we have Roost. We have also Citrus Berry, that's why I said yeah, because of multiple flinches and stuff like that, we still need to be a bit careful with that. We Flame Charge one time to be faster again. That's really nice. Imagine overlapping rolls with fucking body press on my fucking Talon Flame. Oh yeah, whatever. So now we are faster. It's doing 0 damage, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. So this will take a bit. But yeah, now we are faster again, we can Roost up. And yeah, we can't lose this matchup most likely. It's nearly impossible with the burn. Yeah, now it is faster again. We still have the Citrus Berry. It will tick down slowly. Even we are doing jack shit damage. But yeah, we have recovery and this aggron doesn't have recovery. So yeah. We just Flame Charge. That animation is crazy, dude. Holy shit. Okay, let's just do it one more time. We are faster already, okay. That's fine. Okay, now we can, I think... yeah. Fuck it. I can save my Citrus Berry here. I will just Roost. Body Press is, by the way, doing more damage if I Roost. That's also a thing. I need to be careful with that. But yeah, because it is burned, it's not that dangerous anymore. Okay, that should be over now. Should be over. And with that, Deathless Vito is done. Let's grab our encounter. Yeah, that will just die in the next turn now. Let me check already in the... Nice, that was obviously completely stupid, but whatever. Let me check... Holy my ears, you asshole! Holy shit. Pokemon locations. Dum 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 dum. Yeah, I can finish the fight, of course. Fight is over. Just opening the dogs right now. Should be later on, I think, right? So yeah, that's the last thing we will do now. We will just catch the encounter. And that's it. Come on! My fucking files are so slow right now for some reason. Aspero, blah blah blah. Village Tower, Fallout Town. Okay, yeah. That is... should not be that low. I think we will get it pretty quickly, I think. Okay. Let's heal up my team pretty quickly. Let's lead with my Talonflame. Let's deactivate the Repel. And let's hope we are getting it pretty quickly. That is also like a really nice Pokemon, but yeah, fuck it. I actually want to... You have a lot of good mons here, basically. Yeah, there it is. My goat! Okay. I need to check the moveset and stuff like that. I will do it off screen. But yeah, but basically that's it. Yeah, let's see. And about the next route. So we have route 114. And Meteor Falls. I need to think about that. Maybe I will even go for Gyarados in route 114. Missing Corvi is actually something. Let's see. And I want to play a Rhyperior. That's the thing. And I think we don't have any other Rhydons, right? Later on. Protonator. This is maybe the last Rhydon actually we can get. I have to check that off screen on the dogs. But I think this is the last Rhydon what we could get. But I'm not exactly sure right now because we can get so many encounters. So yeah, thank you for watching, my boys. Have a good night. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Whatever it is for you right now. I wrote Aggron as Steelix. Yeah, this is not Steelix. But yeah, pretty cool still. Yeah, thank you for watching and see you guys in the next stream. I will probably do a stream tomorrow or something like that.